Hello, I am the many-talented Mr. Jefferson, and I am here to talk about the other new pinball table on Pinball FX, Goat Simulator, which was the table that literally and figuratively came out of left field. Badumts. I knew Zen was getting up to some wacky licensed IP shenanigans with tables like Crypt of the Necrodancer and Exploding Kittens showing up fairly recently, along with awesome TV properties like Knight Rider and Xena Warrior Princess. But Goat Simulator wasn't something I'd ever considered as a pinball table before it was announced, and when they announced it, I was far more interested in the other table being released at the same time, The Princess Bride, which I have already released a guide for because I love that table almost as much as I love the movie it's based on. It has a wide open playfield, smooth and casual rhythm, but Goat Simulator feels very different. This table feels belligerent, where Princess Bride's shot feel really smooth and accepting. Goat Simulator feels like it's constantly fighting you and testing your patience, and where the Princess Bride's modes rarely run simultaneously, Goat Simulator's modes are set to everything all the time, and just devolve into pure chaos with explosions and aliens and fireballs and electrocutions. And is that a friggin' tornado blocking the view of everything on the table? And all of this is the perfect representation of the game the table is based on, which I am clearly an expert on myself, having played Goat Simulator for exactly 41 whole minutes. To put that into perspective, the Wizard Mode video I posted on Goat Simulator Pinball was 27 minutes long, and that was a game that was already in progress. Oh god. How much time have I spent playing Pinball FX this year? 455 hours? Seems reasonable. I mentioned that Goat Simulator feels a bit different from Princess Bride, and that's due a lot to the table being pushed forward compared to the Princess Bride, which also has much longer loops and ramps. The loops and ramps on Goat Simulator are shorter and seem to be designed to accelerate the ball, and shots feel much tighter, with missed shots sending the ball rebounding straight back to the flipper section, making this a table of very fast reaction times and a juggler's skill with the flippers. And the table award is a very specific 3-shot combo on an extremely tight hurry-up window, which means you had better get used to hitting the ball at full speed if you want to get anywhere on this table. At first, I didn't like Goat Simulator as much as I enjoyed The Princess Bride, but it's a very different challenge, and now that I've beaten the Wizard Mode once, I really want to do it again, because I wasted so many extra balls, because it was the first time I had seen the Wizard Mode, so I didn't know what to expect, and my nerves actually became an issue.
You better Google a Let's Play, or you need a walkthrough.
But now that I've already done it once, I won't tense up the way I did the first time. The game that the pinball table is based on is basically a goofy, nonsensical physics sandbox. I don't even think you can save in the first game, and I never played Goat Simulator 3, so I'm going to go take a quick second to watch the... It's the exact same intro.
Finally awake. I'm your new owner. This is the perfect time to give you all the backstory you need. So you sit there looking around, telling exposition as they call it. Most movies and games do this a lot actually, but you might not even have noticed it half the time. You sit there looking around, I should really start explaining things before this intro ends. Most movies and games do this a lot because you have quite a reputation, wreaking havoc in Goat Blue, Goat City Bay. Rumor has it you even went up to space. Not sure how much of that is true, though. A lot of copycats or copy ghosts popping up here and there. Don't have too much trying to steal your fun. Look, we're almost there. And this is now. And now you're mine. Okay, so I'll train you to become the best goat ever. I captured you because you have me feel rich. I'm gonna milk you dry. Ain't nothing gonna stop this dynamic duo. You even went up to space. Have fun. Please don't how much of that is true, though. A lot of copycats or copy goats popping up here and there, trying to steal your thunder. But that was then, and this is now, and now you're mine. I'll train you to become the best goat ever. You gonna make me filthy rich. I'm gonna milk you dry. Ain't nothing gonna stop this dynamic duo, or trio, or quartet. You know this is a multiplayer game, right? Here we are. Let me just come round back. Sit tight, I got some more things to ramble about. Hey, look at me. Now look over there. See that thing? That tower? You see it? That goat tower that looks super cool. Like a bit too cool to be meant for simple, stupid goat like you. You see it? Right over there. Just follow my finger. That thing is your hope from now on. I heard some rumors online that those goat towers are some kind of entrance to a secret place. That sounds a bit too out there if you ask me. Maybe you should investigate. Just promise me you'll go to the goat tower after this way too long intro ends. Man, to be honest, I can't believe you haven't skipped yet. Well, since you're still here, have a little token of my appreciation. Now, get out of my Skyrim cart and go to the goat tower. Have fun. Please don't refund. Bye now. Man, to be honest, I can't believe you haven't skipped yet.
It's like almost word for word the exact same intro. In fact, the whole table is just basically Goat Simulator 3, including the boss fight, which is somehow beat for beat exactly the pinball version of what happens in the video game, which is actually quite impressive. And also just a little bit disappointing, because I was going to claim that the pinball table is actually the missing Goat Simulator 2, a game that does not exist, but I had to throw out that idea when I saw the pinball table is just a faithful recreation of Goat Simulator 3. Hey, Coffee Stain, if you're watching this, you should still go do that. Go back and retroactively make the second Goat Simulator game canonically a pinball table, and be the only series since Pac-Man to actually include a pinball game as part of the official lore. Wait, fuck. Does Pac-Man even have lore? No. He eats dots, gets chased by ghosts, marries a lady Pac-Man who also eats dots and gets chased by ghosts. And they have a baby who also eats dots and gets chased by ghosts, but also for some reason, pinball happens. This series has, I don't know how many games. It has a 44 episode cartoon show, and somehow Pac-Man still doesn't get more lore than eats dots and gets chased by ghosts. So screw that noise. Goat Simulator, you could be the first video game series to officially include a pinball table as a legitimate game sequel as a part of this series. This table was fun as hell. There isn't a good reason not to make another one. But instead of continuing to talk about a theoretical table, I'm going to discuss the table we got. And I'm going to start by talking about how the modes for this table work. The modes for this table are what I would refer to as a seek and destroy kind of rule set, where you collect the missions from a central hub, which then requires you to go off and hit specific ramps or targets. The way to start a mode is to earn karma, which you get from literally anything else you hit on the table. So if you don't have a mode started yet, you can just shoot around the table until the mode select light becomes available at the Goat Tower. However, you cannot start a main mode until you have visited the tower once. However, it won't count if you hit the tower during the skill shot, so don't waste the chance to practice, because The skill shot is very similar to the super skill shot, which gives you the table award, and we will discuss skill shots at the end of the table tour, so let's actually start by taking a look at our flipper layout at the bottom of the table. To start with, we have a standard 2 flipper setup with 2 slingshots and 4 lanes equipped with rollovers. The outer lanes have kickbacks, and the ball starts with a generous ball save. Spelling out GOAT in the rollovers lights a random award which can be collected at the GOAT Tower. The GOAT Tower must be hit once so you can synchronize with it before it will do anything else. And you can blame Ubisoft for the long cinematic that follows because Goat Simulator 3 is mostly made up of references to other games. If you sat through the opening narration, that whole thing is just really one long Skyrim reference. After you synchronize with the GOAT Tower, you will need 500 karma before you can start your first mode. The GOAT rollovers are a great way to get this karma because one of the random awards just happens to be exactly 500 karma. You will get 200 karma just for synchronizing with the tower, and there is a ramp circling the tower that is a fantastic way to generate karma, as most other shots on the table only reward 10 points, but the ramp karma scales with how high you climb the tower, and often awards around 40 points per shot. And if you miss the ramp, you will often hit the sinkhole, which can redirect the ball to the left inner rollover and help you spell out GOAT, so you can continue to try to get the karma random award. Main modes will direct players towards specific shots, so as we take the tour of the table, I will also be going over the related mode for each shot that we discuss. During the beginning, before you have any mode started, it is very easy to pick up 3 extra balls almost immediately. If you focus on the GOAT rollovers, the farmer inner orbit, and the tractor jump outer orbit, while you are farming for that initial karma, you will find these extra balls, and as a fun little bonus, those extra balls will actually stack at the GOAT Tower, so you can collect multiple extra balls at the same time when they are available. Also, something else to note is the GOAT Tower will only perform one function at a time, with the lowest light taking the highest priority. So you can't start a mode, collect an extra ball, and collect a GOAT award at the same time. You will need to make 3 separate shots to the GOAT Tower to collect all 3 rewards, and they will be received in the order of mode completion, extra ball, mode start, and then finally the GOAT award is the last one that you will collect, if the lights are stacked. Okay, so with the GOAT Tower out of the way, it's time to work our way around the table to the first shot, and that is the headbutt lane, which is filled with NPC drop targets and ends with a sinkhole, which will normally award a bonus score for completing the big red button mode, which also uses this lane and the drop targets. When you start a mode, you can select between 2 different pieces of equipment. In this case, the choice is between an immediate score bonus for every NPC that you hit, or more karma for hitting the mutated NPCs that show up after the first time you push the button. And since the big red button is really just a Fallout reference, this means mutated NPCs will appear after the first time, and then you have to clear out the targets one more time to complete the mode. I don't know if mutated NPCs show up afterwards, which would affect the choice of your gear. But choosing the extra karma award would allow you to progress the table faster by gaining karma faster, and it's also an investment in the wizard mode, which will award jackpots that are worth 100 times your current karma value. So more karma fast means wizard mode faster and higher wizard mode payouts versus just a straight up score that you collect every single time you hit a drop target. Since you also gain extra karma for hitting the drop targets with special ball effects, either fire or electricity, the mutated NPC bonus can be very useful for generating huge wizard mode scores. The next shot to the right is the charge trick left outer orbit. The normal function of this orbit is to spell out trick to do a super trick, and this orbit leads to the Ba rollovers with the 5G bumpers, which are used in the main mode, which is associated with this lane. When you start 5G, you must use the damaged fuse box on the right side of the goat tower to electrify the ball. Then you can send the ball up either side of the outer orbit and hit the 3 5G towers and then power them up. The third time you charge all 3 towers will cause aliens to land and block 3 of the lanes in the lower portion of the table. Several shots to the front of the ships will destroy them and finish the mode. Shots to the back of the ships seem to bounce off completely harmlessly, so don't do it. 5G is one of the longer and more intricate main modes because it requires you to do a thing before you can do another thing, and you're working on a timer. And that actually brings us to the gear choices for this mode, because you can either make the UFOs easier to destroy, or you can keep the ball charged for twice as long, which is actually the clear choice for me for 2 reasons. First off, hitting the UFO awards points that start at 200,000, and they will raise by 200,000 for each consecutive shot, with the last shot awarding 1,000,000 points. So making the UFOs weaker means skipping the last and most beneficial shots, and the UFOs aren't too difficult to destroy once you get used to them. The other reason to take the electricity bonus is for the extra karma generation from the headbutt drop targets and the mutated NPC bonus, which can be a really strong source of karma if the ball is electrified during Big Red Button. The next shot to the right is the lick, drag, or grind ramp, which leads back to the left inside rollover. The normal function of this ramp is that it spells out grind, which plays an animation of a warp speed grind and awards karma and extra points. And this is used for the clean energy main mode along with the farmer ramp, which we will discuss later. One of the main purposes for this ramp is to hit the rollovers to spell out goat, so you can get more goat awards, because those are extremely useful. I have already talked about the tower, so I'll move across to the tornado mini orbit, which has a spinner. Spinning the spinner will increase the reward for completing the ballerina effect, which is the main mode associated with this spinner. During the ballerina effect, spin the spinner enough times to create a tornado, and then hit the eye of the storm to lock a ball. Locking 3 balls starts multi-ball. The tornado has a timer, but the gear selection for the main mode is a choice between the tornado never expiring or a 1.5 times multiplier to the multi-ball score. This is one of the easiest lanes on the table to hit. I usually hit it reflexively when I want to swap from the left to the right flipper, so the obvious choice for me is the score multiplier, because the tornado is really easy to start, and it's pretty easy to hit, and I really don't care about the tornado timer at all. The ballerina effect is actually the last mode I usually start, and that's because of strategic reasons. This is a table where all 6 main modes can be active at the same time, which means that just about any shot I make during multi-ball will help advance another main mode. And in the wizard mode video I posted, you can see this is exactly what I'm doing with my multi-ball, and I even managed to complete some of the other modes during multi-ball, including the one that uses the upper mini jump ramp field. This is also a great chance to generate a lot of extra karma for the wizard mode. To the right of the spinner is the emote ramp with a habit trail back to the right inner rollover, and this is 1/3 of the super skill shot for this table. The first shot is to the grind ramp, the second is to the emote ramp, and the third shot is the goat tower. And that skill shot has a very, very tight timer, so you might want to practice the timing of that combo if you want any hope of ever getting this table award, because that is one pain in the ass 3-shot combo to make under pressure. Hitting this ramp during normal play will cause the goat to do goofy emotes, and during the Farmer's Got Talent main mode, you will have to hit the ramp 8 times to impress the judges and finish the mode. The gear choice here is between fewer shots to impress the judges, which does allow for faster completion, or you can earn more karma for impressing the judges, and because I play for the wizard mode, I will always choose to bank more karma and also have a couple of extra shots to generate that karma by not choosing the other option. To the right of that is the farmer side of the mini loop. This is one of the shots you really should be aiming for while grinding for karma before starting the first main mode, because when you hit the farmer loop, the farmer will throw objects onto the playfield, and collecting the trophy will award an easy extra ball. The farmer will also toss explosives onto the field, which will add the fire effect to the ball when you hit them. The Clean Energy main mode uses the farmer loop to create a battery, which must be picked up, and then you will need to make a shot to the lick drag ramp so you can take the battery to the top of the goat tower. I believe you can also use the trick outer orbit to drag the battery. Once you have hit the lick drag ramp or the trick ramp, the next step is to take the battery to the top of the goat tower by hitting the goat tower sinkhole. 2 batteries are needed to complete the mode, but the gear choice here is between being able to drag 2 batteries at the same time, which makes it easier to complete the mode, or awarding more karma for completing the shots. This is also a very easy mode to complete, so I am always going to choose to pile on more karma. The final shot on the table are the hijack jump ramp outer right orbit. During normal play, hitting the orbit will spell out boosts, which will allow access to the jump ramp mini playfield. Hitting the jump on the mini playfield for the first time will award an extra ball, making this one of the other shots you really should be aiming for during the opening karma grind. And it's right next to the farmer loop, which is where the other really extra ball is kept, and if you're really good at rollover management, you can very easily obtain 3 extra balls before even getting enough karma to start your first main mode. And this is but wait, there's more ramp, because hitting the jump on the mini playfield will drop the ball into the Ba rollovers, and if you spell out Ba, you will get a bonus multiplier. But if you get that multiplier up to the 10 times multiplier, and you also get hold multiplier status, lighting up Ba again will award yet another extra ball, meaning this particular orbit has access to 2 extra balls. The main mode for this orbit is called Octobonk, which involves spelling out boost and hitting the jump ramp on the mini upper playfield to launch the tractor and crash it into a huge octopus statue that I don't actually believe is represented on the table itself. Once again, the gear choices are between fewer shots to complete the mode or piling on even more karma, which I will remind you is not just used to start main modes. It can be a very significant factor in your score after the boss battle is finished. Oh shit. I guess we're at the boss battle. I really wasn't ready for this yet. The table explanation went a lot faster than I expected, and to be honest, the final boss fight isn't actually complete yet, so maybe come back later? Whatever you do, don't hit the goat tower. Okay, so you hit the goat tower anyway to start the boss wizard mode.
Whoa! Hold your horses now, partner. What are you doing here already? I'm not really done with the boss fight. Time to move along. Go headbutt something or find some trinkets or whatever you kids do these days.
but whatever you do, just don't shoot the goat tower again, because that would start the boss fight and probably piss off the farmer. Well, now you done it. Instead of waiting for the most epic, awesome boss fight ever, the farmer is just going to improvise.
Are you kidding me? I worked so hard to cram so much content into this damn game, and you can't even wait a little while for the perfect boss fight? Fine, have it your way. I'll just have to improvise.
The farmer will take up a Hadouken pose, but you have a few seconds to seek shelter in the lit lanes before he Kamehamehas the table. The lit lanes will alternate to different sides of the table, and dodging will cause the farmer to superhero slam onto the table, where you can smack him in the face with a ball. After getting hit, he will retreat to charge another spirit bomb, which you will need to dodge before you get another chance to hit the farmer. The farmer is on a timer, so if you miss him, he will eventually reset, and you cannot hit the farmer twice in a single cycle. I mean, you can, and I did, but it won't do anything useful for you. After the third hit on the farmer, he will start the next phase of the fight by hiding in one of the lit lanes. Keep shooting lit lanes until you find him and perform a goatality. If you fail to find the farmer in time, he will hit you with a lightning bolt, and you both have hit points. When he has only one hit point left, the final shot will be to the goat tower, where you will enter the server room and get a chance to destroy the simulation. This is the moment you have been building up karma for, because all lit lanes are now worth 100 times your current karma total. And since I had 7,000 karma, that meant every single shot I made was worth 700,000 points. The prize multi-ball lasts until there's only one ball remaining, so hold on to your balls, because once this party's over, you're going to find yourself naked and totally drained. That means no more karma, no more gear bonuses. The table is pretty much completely reset except for the extra balls, and you will start with nothing but the score on your back. Kind of like how the first Goat Simulator doesn't even seem to have a save function. You just kind of start over every single time. And that's it for this table. To recap some very important information a little bit more concisely, the GOAT random awards at the tower are Karma, Score, Kickback, Ball Save, Bonus Multipliers, Hold Bonus Multipliers, Extra Ball, and this is where you start the Destroy Dam Super Skill Shot. Good luck. The Super Skill Shot is to hit the left ramp, then the right ramp, and then the tower in that order, and this is on a very, very tight timer, and it's what gives the table award. And no, I have not completed it yet. I got to the third shot once. This is a real pain in the ass maneuver, so I suggest practicing every single time you launch the ball. There are two special ball effects, Electrified and Fireballs, and they will give extra karma for hitting the drop targets, but the other ball skins you see are just for fun and will not do anything to the game. There are 5 extra balls on the table, and they will stack at the GOAT Tower and can be collected together. You will get 1 extra ball for collecting the trophy from the farmer. You will get 1 extra ball from shooting the jump ramp. You will get 1 extra ball when you start the wizard mode. You will get 1 extra ball as a random GOAT award, and the last extra ball is for raising the multiplier to 10 times and then also getting bonus multipliers held and then completing Ba 1 more time. When these tables were first announced, I latched onto the Princess Bride table, and when the table was finally released, I really preferred the Princess Bride table right away, but after I finished making the guide and review for that table, I started really warming up to Goat Simulator. It's a really fast table that will test your reflexes and your ball handling technique, but And I'm really impressed at how closely the boss wizard fight in the pinball table resembles the boss fight from Goat Simulator 3, which I have never played before. There are some really cool scoring mechanics at play on this table, which means that forming a strategy and doing certain modes in a specific order can really make a huge impact on your final score. So it's not just about hitting the wizard mode. The way you get to the wizard mode is also very important. The last time I checked, my high score was still firmly lodged in 14th place, and you can watch my video and see where I started to choke near the end. Partly because I tensed up, and partly because one of my contacts had slipped out of position, which is why I paused the game. But while I had paused the game, I just kind of took a moment to breathe and recenter myself, because I was missing shots left and right, which I had been hitting on demand the whole rest of the game. And now that I've completed the wizard mode once, I know I can do it again, and the next time, I might not even lose every extra ball I have while doing it. Unfortunately for me, I'm moving on from here to start on the Williams collection guides and reviews, but I will be hosting a Goat Simulator tournament the week this video comes out, so I will have some justification for continuing to play this table just a little while longer before I get really serious about making the Williams table collection videos on tables that I have been playing for months now. I am the many-talented Mr. Jefferson, and Goat Simulator is a fantastic new table that I really enjoyed. I want to thank all of you who have watched all the way to the end of this video. I would also like to thank my subscribers, my channel members, those of you who hit the thumbs up button, and those of you who sponsored my channel either through direct donations or through game donations. Because of you, I was able to afford all of the pinball tables in Pinball FX, and also get some awesome new and classic games that I stream around 7:30 Eastern Standard Time almost every night. So until I see you in the next pinball review or live stream or game review, toodles!
Have it your way. I'll just have to improvise.